And one other point that I wanted to make is exploit guys that flip their hand up against you by making transparent bet sizing. There are a lot of spots when stacks get so shallow where opponents will do this thing where they're too shallow to ever be 3-bet folding, and they're too tight or uncreative to be attempting to look strong, but they'll still make a small 3-bet for like 30 or 40% of their stack. And all this does is chop off the bottom end of their 3-betting range that they could be getting it in here, and instead just make it so they have the nuts, and you can respond accordingly to that. So I have an example, I guess, of a situation like that where folds to us on the cutoff, we open, and the small blind here, who again, we're making some assumptions about the behavior of this player, but we're assuming this is a guy who is tight and uncreative. That said, normally, if we open the hijack and a tight player shoves for 18 big blinds, or sorry, we open the cutoff and a tight player shoves for 18 big blinds from the small blind, and we have ace-jack suited, we're calling even a tight player in that spot because, you know, it's just a spot that's too classic of a re-steal spot that people are going to be re-stealing somewhat light, or at least light enough to make ace-jack suited a call. But instead of shoving over our open, he makes it 1200. And now this is a spot where, again, we think this guy is tight, and we also think he's uncreative. So there's no chance he's just making this 3-bet to try to look strong, to try to induce more folds. And instead, he simply has the nuts here. So instead of going broke against this guy with his really strong hand, we get to make a hero fold here. And look, he had king